What's up guys, we are here inside of Destiny 2 for the weekly reset for the 9th of December, which of course is the first weekly reset following the launch of the Renegades expansion and Season 28. So as we head into this week, yes, there are a few unknowns about exactly what we'll get in terms of expansion content, whether there could be any secretive things or new pop-ups. We'll do our best to take a look at all of that in the video right here. Additionally, the game gets an update today, so assuming that doesn't break anything, we'll cover the patch notes and some of the changes, which includes the arrival of Vanguard alerts, a new Nightfall-style playlist for Destiny 2. We'll talk about what to expect there, take a look at our faction syndicates in Tharsis Outpost, as well as featured rewards at Zavala, various vendors, updates from Bungie, and other things. So if you guys enjoy this one, a rating very much helps us out on the channel. Also be sure to get subscribed and I'll keep you up to date with more Destiny content. But otherwise, let's get into it. In just a moment, we'll cover patch changes which are relevant, as well as the Vanguard alerts and Renegades updates, but something else related to the expansion, and this week we'll see the arrival of the new dungeon, which will kick off on Saturday the 13th of December, so that will be at the daily reset time on Saturday, 9 AM Pacific, 5 PM here in the UK, when the contest version of the Equilibrium dungeon will become available. Contest will last for 48 hours, and obviously is the hardest variant of the dungeon. But Bungie did say, once somebody clears the contest mode and that's been approved as a clear, they will open the normal mode as well. So at some point inside of the weekend, the normal variant of the dungeon will be available. There will be a quest that we'll have to pick up before we can head into the dungeon. That'll be available from Ornor in the Tharsis Outpost. So if you're jumping in at the weekend, to look out for that one. And otherwise that will mean new weapons, armor, secrets, like the Taken Crystal for the Praxic Blade, as well as the Dungeon Exotic and a bunch of other stuff. So it will certainly make for an interesting weekend, I suppose. Let us know in the comment section as well whether you plan to dive into that one on the weekend. Next up, we do have the patch notes for the update today, firstly with some fixes for Renegades things. So they fixed an issue where players could get blocked from launching into the Welcome to the Frontier mission, another issue in that mission where players could get softlocked by progressing into the Piker Crew encounter too quickly, otherwise an issue where the Imperium mission could allow players to become softlocked in the Thrash or Trash Compactor, don't know why I said Thrash Compactor, heavy metal on the mind. Otherwise, they fixed an issue where the Glory Beyond mission would auto-launch into normal difficulty, which is ultimately why some players were not completing the Legend campaign, because it was actually changing the difficulty erroneously. Otherwise, on Renegade abilities, they say the coin flip animation can now be interrupted by the coin throw once the coin lands back in your hand. They've also updated some description strings to more accurately reflect ability functionality. That includes the Imperium Behemoth, Vex Stunfield, Imperium Drop Pod, and the Recon Shank. You can see some of those changes on the screen, and they will be reflected in game as well, which is nice. Otherwise, in general, they fixed an issue where players could duplicate dunk objects in some Lawless Frontier activities, and another one where invader teleport points would not consistently grab players as expected. Plus, there's one where invaders were not being sent back to their ready room if they were traveling too quickly on a vehicle as the final timeout occurred. So that's the bulk of the kind of Renegades things initially. Otherwise, for Vanguard alerts, they added a new Vanguard alerts page to the seasonal hub. And they say all alerts are also available from both normal portal nodes, and they have the Grandmaster variant as well. And the 3 quick play portal alerts have 3 stages of challenge, each asking you to complete the 3 relevant portal activities. So the first stage each week will drop a special version of the weekly weapon and a piece of gear from the relevant pool. The special version of the weapon will come with a unique origin trait and will be pre-masterworked, so if you get a pre-masterwork drop, you'll know what you're looking at. Otherwise, the second and third challenge stages drop 2 pieces of gear each, resulting in 4 additional engrams, and all of these drops come at higher power than you can get from playing other activities, as well as at a higher tier, so that might actually be useful if you are a slightly lower power level. It might enable you to get tier 5, we'll just have to wait and see. Otherwise, Grandmaster alerts have a rotating weekly weapon from the Pinnacle pool, and completing the Grandmaster alert with a B grade or higher will award the weekly weapon at tier 5, and the first time you complete that each week, the weapon drops pre-masterworked with the unique origin trait, then further drops will have a low chance of dropping with that trait. So worth keeping in mind right there as we head into the Vanguard alerts, and we'll take a slightly better look at those in just a moment. Finally though, they did fix the Praxic vestment, so there was an issue with that new Titan exotic that allowed it to rapidly throw Hammer of Soul. On top of that, there was one where the exotic could allow players to fly indefinitely, and they can't do that anymore. So a couple of fixes. Otherwise, for heavy ammo grenade launchers, they fixed a problem where players couldn't pick up enhanced heavy ammo bricks while the weapon was equipped. And on Baradiad, they fixed an issue where it wasn't gaining seekers when reloading it with marksman dodge. Otherwise, for new Malpays, they fixed an issue where the weapon's exotic catalyst was not progressing from weapon kills. So that is definitely the bulk of the patch changes for today. Give me your thoughts in the comment section, and I will link the full patch notes article if you want to check it out in more detail. Next up, as we get into the game itself, we can see Special Surge is active this week, so that doubles special weapon damage and increases the chance of special ammo drops in portal activities. I assume when they say special weapon, it's anything that uses special ammo, which presumably would also affect our lovely Praxic blade? ? Either way, it's something to take advantage of. Obviously, alongside the new Vanguard alerts, I actually got distracted because the Dungeon Equilibrium pop-up is right there. Let's have a very quick look at the Vanguard alert menu itself, though. So we've got the quick play node initially. We can see the current featured thing in there, at least, is the Ferropotent mark. So a couple of pieces of Ferropotent set pieces available. That was terrible grammar, but you get what I'm saying. So a couple of different, you got the Arena and then the Vanguard alert playlist itself. There's also Exodus Crash right here as a Grandmaster Vanguard alert, and we can see that Masterworked Horror's Least is actually sitting there available, which is nice. I'm guessing if it drops Masterworked, like Bungie said, it will be that special role that has the Origin trait as an additional thing. So complete Grandmaster Vanguard alerts with a B grade or higher to earn the special Tier 5 Masterworked weapon with the additional Origin trait. There we go, the game confirms it. Otherwise, Desert Perpetual's also in there. So yeah, I guess we'll actually play through and see how it is in terms of rewards. That's going to be the key thing, because otherwise it's kind of similar to Portal stuff, I guess, that we have in general. But yeah, we'll see how it all pans out, I suppose. Next up, though, we're checking out this stuff about the weekly shipments. I'm a bit confused with the map because I went to one of my factions to see what the deal was. It appears we actually have to go up here, next to the spider, perhaps, to get these weekly shipments. Here it is. So I've completed, there we go. I've got the massive shipment for the Pikers, so I suppose we'll start there, see what we get. All right, a whole bunch of gear, some dark matter ingots, tier 5 stuff, and the ammo, or the mods, sorry, that are associated with these. I should also have a massive Tharsis shipment right here. Who doesn't love a massive shipment of loot? So they're kind of big bundles of loot. And here is a small shipment for Totality Division, so I didn't quite get that rank 5. But there we go. You get the thingy, the Triumph, if you claim all of them. Kind of what I expected to see, I suppose, overall. Additional gear for your pursuits and efforts in the frontier, I suppose. Give me your thoughts about that below. Also, for that shipment, I got it wrong. It's not one of the seasonal mods for Lawless Frontier. It's the Blade Ammo mod for the Praxic Blade. So that's one you can get from grabbing those massive weekly shipments and potentially the smaller shipments as well. Let us know if you found it in any of the other shipments that aren't the massive ones this week in the comment section. That would be useful to know, but another upgrade for the Blade, which is certainly nice. Before I leave the frontier, actually, there's also challenges for Fire and Ice, which I wasn't aware of until Weekly Reset, so some bonus powerful gear available from in there if you feel that you need it, or if you're still running it, you'll probably just pick them up anyway. Now, let's focus on the Eververse store for the week. We have the Yo-Yo Trick exotic emote. Wow, didn't know that I'd actually purchased that one. I always get called out for not purchasing Eververse things with my fat stack of Bright Dust. We've got that's up for 3,250 Bright Dust, sorry. There's also gauntlets from the Taken Knife set right here. Yes, this is the Taken armor from last season, now available slowly for Bright Dust. 1,200 for the gauntlets this week. And then there is the Shining Cabriolet exotic ship for 2,000 Bright Dust, the Ghost Purple Transmat effect for 450 Bright Dust, and the Bequerrelled, is that how you say that? Shader from last season. I'm not sure if that was one of the bundle shaders, but it's up this week for Bright Dust. As always, they are 300. And then we have the Aposmatism shader in there as well. Next, let's move to the main Bright Dust section for the week. We've got the Circling Sharks exotic emote for 3,250 Bright Dust right there. Additionally, ornaments from last season, exotic armor ornaments this week. So this is for the Menace Panoplia, of course. You'll see the relevant ones on your Selected class, those are 1500 Bright Dust, and I think they were silver only last season. Otherwise, there's the, how do you say that? Something 04 shell for 2850 Bright Dust. I'd rather just indicate that I don't know what I'm doing, as opposed to sounding silly when I obviously don't know what I'm doing. There's also the M3D1 Valkyrie exotic ship for 2000 Bright Dust, right there. A curious looking thing indeed. And then we have the XU14 exotic Sparrow from last season for 2500 Bright Dust. And the ornament for Devil's Ruin, which is Idol of Rabbits for 1250 Bright Dust. A pretty wild looking thing indeed. Nice to have, I suppose. There's also the Magic Trick Projection for 1500 Bright Dust, and for the second page of shaders, we'll do it quick. We've got Jungle Viper, as well as Polished Sea Stone, the Copper Brand, and then Royal Treatment shaders, which are all 300 Bright Dust. But lastly, for 450 Bright Dust, there is the Past Unearthed, the Catch Flight entrance, and the Vitreous entrance available this week. So let us know in the comments if you're excited to grab anything from there. For today though, guys, that is everything that we have to round up in the video. So as always, I hope you found it useful, and if you have, a rating really does help us out. Say something space magic-y in the comment section for the algorithm. I would very much appreciate you all if you could do that. And let us know what your plans are inside of Destiny 2 this week as well down below. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful week in Destiny 2, and I will catch you all very soon.